What's up, y'all? I want to do something new where I go back and do some VOD reviews of my gameplay, kind of see what I could be doing right or wrong, and seeing if my teammates are doing things that I should have picked up on. At this point, I was trying to get from Diamond Tube into GM, and just an update, I did change some things. I even played with the buddy for a little bit as well. We were both around the same rank, and we went from Diamond 2 to GM, and then we quickly jumped from GM 3 up to Celestial 3. So let's go ahead and jump in and just see what are some things I could take away. I mean, I did make progress. I think having a buddy helped out a little bit, someone reliable, but just want to go back and see what mistakes was I making and what can I apply to my games today. So the first game we're going to check out is this bottom one. It was the first game that started the losing streak. I only got 5 kills and 6 deaths. It looks like I was Groot in this game. It looks like I moved around a little bit here. So let's dive in and see what happened. All right, going to pause it really quick. So it looks like the pick bans here was Bruce Banner on both sides, Storm for our team, Luna Snow for the other team. I'm going to start watching it, and then we'll just kind of go through. But I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's a 10-minute. So I'll fast forward to the important stuff. All right, so I want to note one thing. Looks like I'm playing Punisher this game. There I am back there. And I've been watching, and his Captain America is extremely annoying. I also want to say I don't play Punisher all the time, but if I see someone on my team insta-lock Rocket, I can kind of tell that they're a Rocket main. They're probably only going to stick to that character. And I do find it frustrating because he doesn't have a defensive, you know, like a healing counter ult into the enemy team, which in this case, they have 2 healing ults. They have Cloak and Dagger, and they have Invisible Woman. Also, this is before the big update that just happened. So at this point, Cloak and Dagger and healing ults are super oppressive still. Now, one thing I'm thinking to myself is when Captain America dies at backline, you know, as a DPS, I don't know there's a whole lot that I can do. And maybe that this should be something that falls to one of the tanks to disrupt him and stay on top of him. And then maybe I should stick to DPSing because I just feel like I've been watching the match for a few minutes, like a minute here, a minute of the clock. We push up right here, and I've spent most of the time trying to get Captain America. He pushed past me. Our Magneto came back to help, and then since he's the only tank, they start pushing in. So I guess just a mental note to myself. I don't know if there's a whole lot I can do against Captain America as a DPS. Maybe try to chase him away, but it seems like you're wasting resources by going after him. Maybe just have the healers just sustain as long as they can while you try to quickly get a pick. That's my initial thoughts with Captain America. All right, so one thing I want to note here is our Cloak and Dagger, she's going to pop her ult in a second. And I feel like having to pop your ult to take space is never a good sign. I think if your healers have to pop ults for you guys to walk forward, I don't want to say it's a 100% bad tank thing. He is the only tank, and the enemy team has 2 tanks, Penny and Captain America. He's constantly in their back line, so I kind of feel like it's 1 versus 1. But I'm wondering if maybe our offense just doesn't have presence. I mean, right now we do have Wolverine. We have Mr. Fantastic, which honestly, I kind of feel like he's a throw pick. He can be good at stalling, but if you're on offense, you're not really trying to stall. You're trying to make headway. So just a note of that. I mean, at this point, we haven't really gotten any picks, I'm pretty sure. Let's check the scoreboard. The only pick right now is Namor. He's the only one who's got a final hit and the Penny. So let's just keep watching. All right, again, I'm noticing that I'm like fighting with Captain America in the back line, trying to get rid of him. He also has a magic supporting him. That should probably be my note to switch right there because of the magic, because I feel pretty free for a magic or like a Psylocke or any diver. He does have the shotgun, but he's slow moving guy. I mean, he does have tools, zip line and a shotgun blast a little bit, but for the most part, if you're shooting and they just kind of come in, you're gone just like that. So maybe at this point I should have switched off the Punisher. I'm not sure what I'll do next here, but Captain America continues to be a problem in the back line. Maybe our team just isn't the right comp to kind of collapse on him. Maybe I should have picked Bucky at this point, but just an observation. All right, so again, I'm out here fighting. Captain America is just on my ass. I see 1 healer. They're both alive at this point. I just don't see Invisible Woman. Where is she? Oh, it's Rocket. So it's Rocket and Cloak, not Invisible Woman. So Rocket's behind. His heals just aren't enough to sustain. I die again. Yeah, I think I need to pick someone more mobile because, again, I'm dying to Captain America and magic. All right, so right here, I pop my ult. I guess I'm just trying to create space. Let's see what happens. I kind of say forget Captain America, right, because he's just too hard to kill. Never mind, I guess I lock on him. Like, he's just a constant problem in the back line, and it doesn't seem like we're addressing the Captain America. He's just constantly on me. Rocket's helping a little bit. I wish he would actually shoot his primary weapon because he can shred tanks, or at least help put pressure on them. He continues to not do so. I think I understand that, like, I can't get him at this point. I just jump in. No, it looks like I go back. I continue to try to fight him, and I die. I think at this point I really should switch characters. Maybe this is what I do, because when you look at the scoreboard, like the summary, you can see I chose like 3 or 4 different characters. All right, so I do switch, and I go Bucky here. I've been practicing my Bucky. He seems easier to use than Psylocke, who's my main. He just kind of constantly gets shields for all his actions he does. He's very brawly, very tanky, sustainable. He can grab you, disrupt you, displace you. I think that's really good for dive characters. Alright, where am I at? Alright, so I'm watching myself play, and I'm using Bucky, and I know that I'm sure there's mistakes here, right? Because I just started using him. But I do, even though I died, I felt more control. It didn't feel like Captain America was as big an annoyance. The magic was a little weary to approach me without, I mean, she only approached me when the whole team was there. So I think if I see a Rocket player and I feel obligated to switch, I think Bucky will probably be my answer going forward, and I'll pick Punisher. I might try Punisher, but if I'm having these issues, I think I'll switch to Bucky a lot faster. I'm pretty sure that this is where the round ends. We don't get out of this spawn because this is a loss. So we'll see what happens here in a second. Alright, so I switched to Groot, so let's get a little overhead here, and let's kind of see how things play out. I'll just let it run for 30 seconds or so here. Captain America trying to push right past me again, goes right into the back line. I'm glad we have a second tank. I don't know why we have to lose a round to make an adjustment, but I guess that's like diamond level behavior. I always think to myself, real time, what can I do to change? But typically in diamond lobbies, people play one character and they don't really think too heavily about, okay, maybe I should switch or something like that mid-round. They usually wait for the round to be over before they reflect on what's happening. So I'm fighting here. Not putting as many walls down as I should be. I don't even, oh, my healing wall is behind me, so that's working. Alright, so I put down the wall, try to catch somebody, but they're pretty mobile. I don't know if Groot's a bad choice in the Captain America, who is still in the back line, by the way, disrupting things. So healers don't have line of sight on us. They're dealing with him. Namor's trying to help, and it looks like Moon Knight is trying to help as well. But one character on their team is pulling away focus. Like, it's 1v4 back here, and over here it's 2v5, and that's a big problem. And as you can see, my HP, okay, so she switches off of him and says, I need to go help my tanks. She does, she's healing me. I'm getting back up here. This guy picked Moon Knight. I don't know why he picked Moon Knight in hindsight, because there's enemy magic. He is not going to be able to beat her in most cases unless she makes a severe mistake. And now she has access to the high ground. Still fighting right here. She decides to jump in. And I think she backs out. I think she's right here. So she's just brawling with me. The Penny pick is doing well right here. Penny's getting picks. Penny Groot, I think, has some synergy there. And the magic shouldn't have tried us right there, but she did. Right now, I'm really focused on what I could be doing better. And I'm trying to keep tabs on Captain America, but it's not easy, especially as Groot. Just going to go ahead and just let it play out here. I'm going to fast forward to the next thing. Alright, let's watch this right here. I just realized what I should do in this scenario. I don't play, even though I bought the skin, I do play Groot a little bit, but I don't play him enough. But I realized what I should have did here in a second. Watch this. So here comes the ult. What I should have done is I looked down at the ground to see where... Oh, actually, maybe I heard it but didn't quite look at it. But in hindsight, if I had heard it and paid attention, I could have turned around, flipped the wall behind me. The wall would have ate the damage and I would have been fine. But because of that, I go down. I wonder if anyone else got hit by that. I don't think anyone else got hit by that. But look how far back my team is playing. I don't think my team understands just how close we are to losing, and that we kind of need to hold, like, we need to be around the corner right here, because my healers can't even see me from where they're currently standing. Look at this. They can't even see me right here. And then they come like, whoa, like, I'm curious what they were doing for a second. I just want to watch and see what they were doing. So they're healing me. We're here. Everything's cool. Captain America comes in again, and he makes them step back, and they couldn't have been better timing for their team. He's being annoying, trying to push in and get a space. Penny's not addressing him. They back up out of instinct because they're scared of dying. Breaks line of sight, and that's what kills me. I think that it's hard as a tank because I might want to play up, but my healers, a lot of times when I die and I look back, my healers are so far back and there's like a corner between us and them. I will say they were here right before he pushed, so maybe the Captain America is what made that happen. But ultimately I die, and I'm sure shortly after that, I lose the round. We lose the round here. There goes our altar popping here. I'm playing Groot. I kind of wish I would have switched to Strange here instead of trying to run back, because like literally there's no space. I think I kind of mentally checked out and I had to ult at 94%. So I didn't want to give up that ult, but at the same time, what's the point in having an ult if you can't make it back to the fight in time? I probably should have went Strange, but I will say that we had a Strange last round and he popped his portal. I'm not sure if that would have worked out, but it would have been better to try that and get back in time versus running forward. But I mean, it seemed like it was a lost cause from the start. So I guess I was just tired. I make it back here though. Looks like it. Wow, I actually make it back in time. The team did a good job burning their ults to keep the fight going. I'm here. Do I use my ult at all? I do use it. We get a couple picks right there. We lose a lot of people though. I think the healers are dead at this point. It was just the tanks and the Moon Knight. Healer comes back, tries to save the day, but it's just over at this point. It's over. That was a valiant effort for Moon Knight. But yeah, that's it. Oh, someone on our team switched. Our Strange switched back and he used portal at the end right there. So yeah, that was a tough game. Let me just go back and just look at the KD and all that. So pulling up the scoreboard here, I mean, I think in hindsight, I should have switched to Bucky sooner when I had the Magic and the Captain back there. Don't know if that's a guaranteed hard counter, but I know Bucky has more presence than Punisher does in the back line. And I think taking too long to switch is what killed us in this game. And I think just not really, no one on the team really addressed the Captain America. I'll have to do some research to see what are good counter picks into him. I'm assuming just like Penny immobilizing him, anything that kind of stuns him and keeps him from moving for a few seconds so you can focus him down. Maybe Hulk even would have been a good pick there to stun him. I'm not sure, but I know that that was the two issues from this game. Magic, Captain America constantly in the back line, and nobody really addressing it. DPS wasn't really helping at all. And I think that's why we lost that game. And if you guys enjoyed the content, sub. I'm doing a 3-4 part series or 6 games. I'm going to combine like 2 games into shorter videos because they're really fast, and then I'll have like the longer videos be videos by themselves. And you know, make sure to comment. You know, if you have any advice, what you thought I could have done. This was when I was Diamond 2. I'm GM 1 right now. I fell out of Celestial last night. I want to talk about it. But yeah, comment what you think on the video. You know, what you learned from this. You know, it's all appreciated. And again, hit that sub button, like the video, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.